this sunlight, this light really reveals dust. No, this is not against the housekeeper. I don't mean that. But this, like this stand has some dust, and I didn't notice it before. We are just dust. Like that's what they say is everything is dust, space, cosmic dust. But the cosmic dust that sometimes is laughing and sometimes crying. We know that some of our particles that we have put together has come from the stars that are not anymore existing, but now they are existing in our bodies, for example. Long gone stars. And now we are stars. Billions and billions of stars. Ummon, the Master Ummon, we find him in many koans, and this one is called Ummon's Everyone Has His Own Light. It comes from Hekikan Roku, number 86. It begins with introduction. Controlling the world, he allows not the least speck of dust to escape. He cuts off the deluded stream of thought, leaving not a drop behind. If you open your mouth, you are mistaken. If you doubt for a moment, you have missed the way. Tell me, what is the eye that has pierced the barriers? See the following. And then the case. Ummon said to the assembly, everyone has his own light. Though when you try to see it, you cannot. Everything is darkness. What is everybody's light? He answered himself, saying, the temple storeroom, the tower gateway. He also said, a precious thing isn't as good as nothing. And the verse, it illuminates itself, absolutely bright. He gives a clue to the secret. Flowers have fallen, trees give no shade. Who doesn't see if he looks? Seeing is non-seeing. Non-seeing is seeing. Facing backward on the ox, he rides into the Buddha hall. Even this rubber band that I'm using is shining now within the sunlight. It's amazing. Who wants to buy? This is a special price for you. 20 euros. Not everything that is shining is gold. That's my mama told me once. But this light thing, a light, we've heard this E word, enlightenment sometimes. Enlightenment. And then there is this light in this word, enlightenment, and I bet that everybody, no, of course I don't know, but that's my guess, that everyone has at some point thought, or maybe still thinking, that enlightenment has something to do with light. So there has to be this some sort of enlightened light. I vaguely remember how I tried to produce some lights without electricity. Like I tried to imagine or kind of concentrate. I don't remember very well, but it was I tried a few times at least intensely to feel or see some sort of white light, and I failed. And then I gave up. But this light word is, it sounds kind of, because of course we also experience sometimes lights. While sitting Sesshin, for example, there are those visions comes and visions goes. But definitely there are lights, and some traditions, I remember also reading, like, let's say 30 years ago, some yoga book, which wasn't very, it was made by Finnish, it was a little bit strange book, I must tell you. It was really funny book. I mean, there were black and white pictures of two guys who were standing on their head and doing many kind of interesting asanas on the cliff, and there was a lake behind, and then they described every asana. I mean, they went through basically all possible steps to the enlightenment. Of course, that's why I borrowed it. And then they described in detail what will happen in every step when you manage to climb up. And there were sounds, of course, like exactly what kind of stream and what kind of river and what kind of voice and what kind of color and what kind of light you will see when you become more enlightened. Maybe they were right, but I pick another train. So it happens that this light thing becomes kind of starts to live its own life secretly within our practitioners. We are trying to guess if the person next to us has some light going on. Maybe that one has seen the light. If I squeeze my buttocks very deeply, maybe I will. Some light bulb will turn on. But it's very beautiful to say, like, everyone has his own light, especially on this sunny day. When I read this, everyone has his own light, just before we started this blog. This is typical what happens in Sesshin, that I have read this, of course, several times, but I don't think I have thought about it before because it's so stupid. But now I very seriously read that everyone has his own light. Oh, everyone has his own heavy. So it's kind of bad joke, but actually it's not that bad. Like day 5, it's a very good, and it's not the joke. So, it kind of fits. Everyone has his own light, and of course light sounds also like lightness. That's what comes when we meet this inner enlightenment, this moment. Maybe we're very heavy-minded, heavy feeling we are carrying heavy burdens. And when suddenly we open up a little bit, this heaviness it's just not anymore there. It's just light. And of course, if we are looking for, like we sometimes at some point do, I guess, we are looking for this light thing, what I talked about, just this special light, Enlightenment light, and somehow that will make us supposedly, hopefully, we will become somewhat like what we truly want to be. We kind of would lose our humanity almost. We would, after that enlightenment, we probably don't have to go to toilet, for example, anymore. We don't think about those things anymore. We don't get sick, we don't grow old. Because I'm not sure, but a little bit like those things now I mentioned, that we really have to go to toilet, we become ill. Very soon session is over and we will open our mobile phones and whatever news will start to stream in, and we can bet now, we can guess how many coronaviruses now going on there in different countries. And I'm sure we will be surprised the number has grown so big. So that this sickness, physical sickness and all kind of physical bodily things that we go through doesn't really necessarily fit with this picture of light, this magical light. I don't know, maybe it fits, but in my mind, at least, I somehow, those things gets blurry. And also, the thing enlightenment is of course that's the word that it's not used always, or maybe even somewhere some teachers voluntarily wants to choose some other word, and maybe that's a kind of a wise thing to do. So awakening is maybe also less dramatic than enlightenment. I don't know. Maybe awakened mind also sounds some sort of much. But also, of course, Zen lore. This kind of tradition always speaks about those things sometimes in stories, and we get this picture of something mystical is going on. What is this English word? I don't remember now, but this supernatural thing, we could say, but if I understand that word means something like not very everyday, but it's like beyond our reach almost, or something that you can do magical things, supernatural powers and such. But also super is just super, or like a, and natural is very everyday. So what we could say that it's very much everyday natural. At the same time, though, if it's really so, if it's really that shining every day, it has this quality of mystery. Actually, it's, in my opinion, it is very mystical in a way, or magical. This is a very magical moment. And still, we are sitting on the floor. No one is, as I see, floating above, hovering a little bit 20 centimeters above. We can't do that. That's not our practice here. But still, this hasn't lost in any means anything magical. I think in Mumonkan there is this one koan where they say, it's the one that Buddha holds up a flower. And there is this sentence where world-honored one, which is Buddha, say this what he is. Okay, I'll read it in English here. I have the all-pervading eye of the true Dharma, the secret heart of incomparable nirvana, the true aspect of formless form. It doesn't rely on letters and it is transmitted outside the scriptures. I now hand it on to Mahakashyapa. All-pervading eye of the true Dharma, the secret heart of incomparable nirvana, the true aspect of formless form. Doesn't sound very everyday thing. It sounds cool. So, of course, we want to know what it is. And if we have any idea, I mean, if we have some sort of glimpse, then we will try to guess that what stage it is that we might have seen now. Maybe 6 or 2. But so we have this kind of, that's normal. We have this measuring mind, we have this mind that likes to rationalize and analyze and kind of try to make sense these things. Because if there is no sense, doesn't make any sense, maybe then it's not worthy. Or it's something like some childish thing or some superstitious or. But I think that somewhere there in between all these ideas of this or that, between all possible lines that we can write down about what is enlightenment and what it is not, and somewhere there in between goes something totally different, something free of all those descriptions and names. And Zen, of course, is not advocating those strange things, really. And then again, of course, life is, as I am repeating, is magical thing. It is a huge adventure into the unknown. At the same time, it is very normal, everyday thing. How it is possible that those both sides are simultaneously existing? We don't have to pick up one over the other. It's not that it's only magical or only everyday. It's both. If we can, anyway, that's how it is. And that's a good news, very good news. Everybody has already everyday life. Everyone has his own light. But what is it, this light? He cuts off the deluded stream of thought, leaving not a drop behind. I like this image. I think it was Sunryu Suzuki Roshi who in his book, this famous one, Beginner's Mind, Zen Mind, I think it was in that book, on the book where he describes something. If you want to control your thoughts or something like that. This is going now a little bit wrong, but the basic idea was that if you want to kind of control those things, let them have a lot of space. Then it's much easier. Like if you have cows, he said something like that. So give them a huge field where they can go around. So where is this huge field? What is this place that has no limits? It's a so big field that all cows, of course there is this cowspiracy thing going on also. But anyway, all the thoughts we ever will have, all the thoughts that we have ever had up to this point, we could spread them out all at once, and still there is a lot of space, limitless amount of space. And those thoughts, they are just like a happy cows eating some grass. Sky is blue, grass is green, snow is white. The floor is light-colored brown. Zabutons are black. Those flowers are red. Candlelight is bright. If you doubt for a moment, you have missed the train. No, you have missed the way. The second thought that so easily comes. First we see clearly, and we know that, but then second thought comes immediately, and okay, wait a second, maybe, yes, you are right. It's not actually, no, it can't be that simple. And no. I remember my mother told me, and my grandfather also. Yeah. Okay, I was a silly boy. I was thinking something stupid. And then we come again this place. Because if we do Sesshin, we can't avoid it. eventually we are again facing this clear moment. And again we, wow. No, wait a second. No, it can't be this simple. So many people have tried to explain what is this life, and scientists are working day in, day out, and they don't know. No one knows. It can't be this simple. Okay, maybe in poetry you can say something as stupid as this, but that is in real life. Yes. It illuminates itself absolutely bright. He gives a clue to the secret. Flowers have fallen, trees give no shade. Who doesn't see if he looks? Seeing is non-seeing, non-seeing is seeing. Facing backward on the ox, he rides into the Buddha hall. Facing backward on the ox. Now we have actually picture number 6, I guess. If I remember correctly, this is something like number 6 in those 10 ox herding pictures. Number 6 could be this one, facing backward on the ox. This boy, this ox herd, is sitting on this ox and playing a flute. And they say that he plays some simple song. And some pictures facing backward, because that gives even more of this trust, feeling of sort of positive carelessness. This boy is trusting that the ox will ride home anyway, even if he is sitting backwards or upside down, like those guys on the cliff when they were experiencing lights, those yoga boys. But of course, the light thing, it is also true that every religion has like advertising these lights. In Buddhism also, I'm sure that if we read some old texts or maybe different brands of Buddhism, we can find these ideas of some mystical, invisible light or something. So we shouldn't take it lightly. Yes, I think we have done our part for what comes for these talks. Maybe for the end I could read just one line. This is a poem, and in poetry you can say something like this. The clean wind. What's going on here? This is handwritten text and it doesn't make sense. This is poetry, man. Yeah, my handwriting is not that clean. The clean wind, clean the clear moon. The clean wind, clean the clear moon. So now we will stop here and we will make 3 prostrations.